Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm giving you another top 10 list, or this is going to be a special list. I am doing my top 30 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Now, this list can include Christmas horror movies, thrillers, anything that involves the Christmas season. Uh, the majority of these movies, though, will be some of your holiday classics that everyone watches. And remember, this is all opinion. I don't want anyone getting upset that some of their movies didn't make the top 30 list. But I guarantee you, most of the movies I have in this list, you guys probably will agree with. But like I said, it's all opinion. And don't forget, in the comment section below, give me your top 10, 20, 30 Christmas movies of all time. If you don't have a top 10, 20, or 30, just give me a few of your favorites. And let me know what you think about my list after I do the top 30. So here we go. Coming in number 30 is Reindeer Games, a movie that I find that's underrated. Um, Not well received with critics, but I really enjoyed this movie, and it was a good recommendation from my older brother, Billy Treacle. So thank you for that, bro. Number 29 is Shrek the Halls, another movie that is underrated that some fans of the Shrek series don't like. Some only really like the first two movies. I like the whole franchise. I love the characters, the voice acting. I love it all. And this is definitely one of my favorites. Coming number 28 is Friday After Next, the third and final movie in this trilogy for now. Mike Epps, Ice Cube, it's Terry Crews. It's just a great, funny movie. You have two guys who are working as security guards at this local uh, mall of businesses where they get caught up in uh, uh, fights and just all sorts of disagreements. They get robbed on Christmas Eve, and it's just a fun old time. Uh, I really wish uh, Smokey were in these movies, the two sequels, but I do like Mike Epps. I like what he brings to the franchise. But if they do make another movie, which I heard they're going to, I hope they bring back Smokey's character. So, but yeah, Friday After Next. Number 27, Nightmare Before Christmas. This movie I didn't watch until last year around Christmas time. Never seen it before. I found it to be really good. I don't think it's as good as people think it is. It is both a Halloween and Christmas movie, um, which I found to be kind of odd, but I did enjoy it. But it's definitely not the best Christmas movie of all time. Not even the best Halloween movie of all time, but it is a good one. I will say that. Number 26 is Crown for Christmas. That is a Hallmark original movie starring Lacey Chabert. Excellent movie. Definitely check that one out. Number 25 is Trapped in Paradise. You have three brothers um, who decide to rob a small town bank. They end up getting stuck there in town because of a blizzard, and they have to try and figure out what they're going to do with the money. Should they return it? Should they keep it? And at the same time, they're being hunted by some bosses too, who they double crossed in prison. So, but it's a funny movie. Nicolas Cage and Dana Carvey, John Lovitz. Really, really funny movie. Number 24 is Silent Night, 1974. I also enjoy the 2006 version as well, although the 1974 version is much better. But they're both great movies. So, yeah. If you haven't seen Silent Night, especially the 1974 movie, definitely check it out. Number 23 is Trading Places. This is a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas comedy starring Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Don Home Elliott, um, It's just a fantastic movie. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis has a wonderful moment in this movie. But Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd are from two different sides of society. Murphy lives on the streets. Aykroyd um, works at a big uh, business firm where they sell product for the stock exchange. And his two bosses, who are rich a-holes in this movie, make a $1 bet that they could flip flop their lives and make Billy Ray Valentine a successful um, executive, and then they could take Winthorpe and turn him into a criminal. That's what they do in this movie. And but I love what happens to him in the third act. If you haven't seen the movie, damn it, you need to go out and see it. Because I'm a karate man, and karate men bruise on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. But yeah, it's a great movie. Definitely check out in Chinese places. Number 22 is Die Hard. And yes, it is a Christmas movie. And just ask the writer who wrote the damn movie. He says it is a Christmas movie, just like Lethal Weapon is. But nonetheless, it's a great action movie. Bruce Willis is badass in it. Uh, and that's all really you need to know. Reginald VelJohnson is in the movie as well. He played Carl Winslow in Family Matters, the father. He's really good in the movie as well. So definitely check out Die Hard if you haven't seen it. Number 21. Hey, speaking of Lethal Weapon, it is Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson, Gary Busey, Danny Glover. Just a great action buddy comedy movie. I love the fight between Busey and Gibson at the end of the movie. But it's just a fantastic start to what will be a great franchise. I really hope they make another one, or maybe even a reboot. Who knows? But Lethal Weapon, number 21. Number 20, An Arthur Christmas. Number 19, The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen. Number 18, A Christmas Carol, 2009. Jim Carrey leads the voice cast in this movie. Tells another tale of ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Excellent, excellent movie. Number 17, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is both versions. You have the 2000 movie, directed by Ron Howard, starring Jim Carrey, and you have the half-hour animated short. I love both versions. I grew up on that half-hour short, so I have a little more soft spot for it. But Jim Carrey does a great job. Ron Howard's direction is phenomenal. And can't wait to see the new Grinch movie that came out this year with Benedict Cumberbatch leading the voices of the Grinch. Number 16 is Frosty the Snowman, the half-hour animated short. It's fantastic. I have it on my DVR. I plan on watching it, as always, on Christmas Eve, like I always do, along with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Just some of the classics I can watch. But yeah, it's fantastic. I'm really surprised they haven't tried to remake this. Maybe make it a full-length feature. But nonetheless, it's a yearly thing, and I love it. Number 15, A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. This is a fantastic into the trilogy of the Harold and Kumar movies. Kal Penn, John Cho return as the two iconic characters, stoners. And John Cho wants the perfect Christmas for his new family, and tries to get the perfect tree. The tree is ruined thanks to Kumar, as always. So they set out. Of course, they run into Neil Patrick Harris, he has a great part in this movie, and it's a great Christmas comedy. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a fitting into the trilogy. I love all three movies, and this is just great, fun to watch. Number 14, Krampus. Krampus is a horror Christmas movie, and it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you check it out. I'm not going to say anything else about it because I don't want to spoil the movie. Number 13 is considered a classic, and that is Elf. Will Ferrell is a oversized elf who decides to leave the North Pole in search of his father. And from there, it just turns into one of the more classic Christmas comedies we have out there. It didn't crack my top 10 because my top 10 is phenomenal, but it is a very good Christmas movie. Number 12, Polar Express. Tom Hanks plays multiple roles in this movie. It's very underrated. Cannot believe um, it's only in the 50% range for Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's ridiculous, but nonetheless, it's a fantastic movie. One I highly recommend. Number 11, A Charlie Brown Christmas. I mean, come on. Come on. How do you not like this movie, this animated short? It's fantastic. It's definitely a staple in my household, in my family. We watch it every year. And it's just fantastic. Phoenix Gang, just great. Number 10, we're getting into the top 10. Number 10 is Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern. It doesn't get no better than that. Great appearance with John Candy. As you know, Kevin is left home alone as they're rushing off to get to Paris. And they finally figure that out when they land in Paris that he's been left home alone. So the mom tries to get back to him as soon as possible. All along the way, he is fighting off robbers played by Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, who are fantastic. And of course, if you've seen this movie, the most iconic part in the movie is the third act when they are getting their butts kicked by Mr. Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin, who's just fantastic in this movie. He had a nice little string of hit movies in the late 80s and early 90s, and I really wish he can return to the limelight and to do some more theatrical work, or maybe even do some Hallmark or Lifetime movies too. I think that'd be great to get his career back on track. But yeah, Home Alone, number 10, hands down. Number 9 is a Christmas horror movie, Gremlins. Fantastic. Phoebe Cates, Corey Feldman, just a fantastic movie. Has to do with Gizmo, who's a mogwai, and there's rules with this animal. You can't get it wet, you can't feed it after midnight, and keep it out in the sunlight, otherwise it'll kill it. Well, you know what happens. He gets wet, he spawns 5 or 6 new mogwai. They end up eating after midnight, and they turn into these big cocoons where they turn into a meaner, nastier gremlin, and they wreak havoc all over the small town. But it's really funny. My favorite scene in the movie is when the old lady is getting back on her chair to go up the stairs, and they rewired it to where when she pushes the button, she just flies out the window. It's fantastic. I love it. But it's a great movie, a lot of fun, and yeah, just awesome. Coming to number 8 is A Christmas Story. Now, this movie has slid down my top 10 in the recent years. Not because it's gotten annoying or it's a bad movie, but there's just been better movies that have come out, or I think are just better than the movie. But I love the story. You know the story. Ralphie wants a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas, and he has fantasizes about different situations where he has to use it, and it's just a funny movie. The house is a tourist attraction, and yeah, it's just a staple in my family's Christmas time. Although TNT and TBS both have a 24-hour marathon of this starting on Christmas Eve. I think it's at 7 o'clock, and they run it for 24 hours, which is fine. I typically try to watch it once, and that's it. On occasion, I will flip through if there's nothing on and catch glimpses of it. But it is a classic movie, and it's just fantastic. Number 7 is Scrooged. Bill Murray, Bobcat Goldthwait, Brian Doyle Murray, and just Karen Allen. This is another Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future, but it is funny. Bill Murray is great. I love when he goes back to the past, especially. But it's another great telling of the story, and one I highly recommend you watch if you haven't seen it. It is on TV every year as well, and yeah, it's just a fun movie. Number 6, The Night Before. This is 2015 with Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and yeah, you definitely got to check it out. I don't want to spoil the movie because it is a newer movie, but I highly recommend that you check it out. It is an excellent movie. They run it. There's a lot of cameos in the movie as well, but it's just a lot of fun. Number 5 is Just Friends. Oh my God. Ryan Reynolds, Amy Smart, Anna Faris. It's about a music executive, Ryan Reynolds, who is in charge of taking care of one of their prized possessions, Anna Faris, who they want to take on a tour. Well, they get sidetracked to Reynolds' old hometown where he spends time with his mom, and he has a younger brother, which their relationship is really funny as well. But he's back there, and Amy Smart, who's an old flame of Reynolds, especially during the high school years, and he's back. He kind of falls for her and tries to get back together with her in a romantic kind of way. And at the same time, he has his younger brother take care of Anna Faris's character and just take her all over town, sign autographs and all that stuff. But it's a funny movie, and it's underrated in my opinion. Chris Klein is also in it as Dusty, and it's just a fun time. Coming number 4 is Four Christmases. Reese Witherspoon, Vince Vaughn, Robert Duvall, Tim McGraw, Jon Favreau. Just a fantastic movie. This couple, played by Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, they always like to take vacations during the holiday season. Well, they end up getting stranded, and they're forced to go to all 4 Christmases that they usually don't attend. And so they start off going to Vince Vaughn's dad's house. Then it goes to Reese's mom's house. Then it goes back to Vince Vaughn, and then back to Reese Witherspoon. And it's just a funny movie. Sissy Spacek's in the movie as well. It's just a fun old time, a lot of laughs, and yeah, I love it. Now they said there were some chemistry problems with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, and if there was, you couldn't tell because they did a great job. But I love this movie, so yeah, definitely check out Four Christmases. Number 3, Bad Santa. Billy Bob Thornton. Freaking hilarious movie. Bernie Mac and John Ritter. Rest in peace, by the way, for both those guys. But Billy Bob Thornton and his sidekick are robbers. They come in with this Christmas act where it's an elf and Santa, and they basically rob the store blind. They crack the safe, take the money, and they're gone for at least the year. And then when he's out of money, they're always contacting each other to pull another job. And it's just a fun movie. It's one I really enjoyed as well. The sequel is really good as well too. So, but yeah, Bad Santa number 3. Number 2, Road to the North Pole. This is a Family Guy hour-long episode. Of course, without the commercials, it's probably about 42, 43 minutes. But it is about Stewie, who tries to prove to Brian that there is a Santa Claus and that, like I said, he's real, but he needs to get his head out of his ass. But the movie is really funny. I love the characters, the crew, and it's a phenomenal looking movie. And I don't want to say too much else about it, but well, you could call it a movie. It's about, like I said, 42, 43 minutes long. But it's one of my favorite Christmas shows to watch. And Road to the North Pole's got a great song at the beginning. All I Really Want for Christmas. And it's just a lot of fun. So definitely check it out. My number one favorite Christmas movie of all time, of course, is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. 1989, Chevy Chase, Barry D'Angelo, Johnny Galecki, Julie Louis-Dreyfus. It's just a phenomenal movie. It's got great lines. Randy Quaid, of course. Brian Doyle Murray is in the movie. It's just phenomenal. It's about Clark who wants to give the family an ultimate gift of a new pool when the ground unfreezes. But after his boss freezes the bonuses, they all get upset, and rightfully so. And they decide to just have a great old family fashioned Christmas, but somehow it always gets messed up. Invited too many people, or not enough seats, or just some people just don't like the way other people do things. But it's a phenomenal movie. One I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. But National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, definitely worth the top spot on my list, in my opinion. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what are some of your favorite Christmas movies? They can be horror, action, doesn't matter, as long as it's a Christmas movie. Give me your top 10, 20, 30, whatever you want to do. And as always, if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. And come on, man, let's talk about movies, TV shows. I do rankings and top 10s, along with all the other fun things. But other than that, I thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas.